Well,
Yes,
one thing
good
is
morning.
welcome.
I'm
Go
sorry.
ahead,
Go
Doug.
ahead, please.
Well, Doug, thank you for the opportunity for Ellen and I to start the Global Chamber real estate part of Global Chamber. You know, when I joined Global Chamber, like everyone else, I was like, what is this all about? Went to a couple events, and I would say you got to show up, you got to plug in to really figure out and see what Global Chamber is. And then the big thing is, as I kept on showing up, you love this man, Doug, right? He's such a great connector, giving, wanting to put the world together with his vision of Global Chamber. So when I talked to Ellen, I said, Ellen, who runs our Renaissance and many other organizations, real estate part, saying we need this because real estate touches all aspects of everyone's business, that from your economic development, the import exporters to supply chain management, right? Everything touches through real estate. So I said, Doug, we should start a real estate group. And here we are kind of putting together. And I love it that more and more people are showing up. One thing that we want to do as Ellen and many of us is to educate everyone about what's going on in the world, to get more data information. And just as an example, when we did in call with India, Jeff Pappas, a longtime chamber member, connected with our guest speaker in India. Now they're collaborating, looking at what we can do. But from there, I got gleamed, okay, Doug, because we have so much economic developers, we need to start putting data and information using Globi and other things that we have, so people really understand everyone's country at an economic development and other levels for real estate practitioners, so they can kind of figure out, do you want to develop? And then local contacts like ambassadors, as we build this out, right, Doug? We can then connect people. But the big thing too with Globi, we will share about the technology with ReSAS and RealNext and some others with eMedia, which will get you in front of 10 million people. So we also want to build this out, get more people involved. And as Doug said, through his kindness of his heart and his resources, this is free for now. But eventually what we want to do, if everyone wants to get referrals and leads, if you're not participating or being a speaker, which we could always work a deal to get somebody not to pay certain fees on the real estate part for referrals, but everyone else to plug in, you could start getting referrals and leads all around the world. And that's the whole thing that we want to do, is form this beautiful community of education, knowledge, sending people referral. And Doug, like you said it so well, and Ellen and many people here, the trust and friendship and relationships we do need, because especially if we're investing in different countries, we need to know them. And also, when we go visit people in different countries, which I've always wanted to go to Africa, and I don't think sometimes South Africa and Egypt is really Africa, right? There's other parts, right? But the two touristy areas, you know, I've seen, but it is important that we build this community of friends of Global Chamber. So when we go to country, you have family there. So that's all I wanted to say, Doug, with this great platform and more people joining. But as it gets more solidified, we're going to have some fun here together, traveling, sending business to each other, and getting to know each other's culture. But Ellen, I'll pass it to you. Thank you.
Yeah, before that, Doug, I would just want to make sure you were mentioning you're going to say a few words. Go ahead, Doug.
Thank you. I'm always inspired by Jim. He is so amazing, so positive and transparent and trusting. And I love your emphasis on trust, because we trust you and I trust you. I'll speak for myself. You're an extraordinary leader that's demonstrated success throughout your career, and it's clear to see why you've been successful. So thank you for being part of this. I wanted to do a couple things. First of all, I'd like to welcome Lauren Cohen as the newest member within this community here, as a member of Global Chamber. And Lauren, I don't remember, are you from New York or New Jersey? You're from East Coast, right?
No, I'm from Toronto.
From Toronto. That's
Originally,
right.
but I live in Florida, so maybe that's why you thought East Coast.
Well, I think we had this conversation. For some reason, your behavior feels very New York, New Jersey to me. And as a New
I
Yorker,
hear that a lot. Yes.
it's probably just, you've spent a lot of time on the East Coast. You've dealt with a lot of folks in Florida and Toronto. They're both on the East Coast too. So hey, that's what I was thinking, more Jersey. But when Lauren, you got invited to Global Chamber from maybe Jim, or do you know who invited you in?
I don't know. It was one of these two great people here, Jim or Ellen, or like both of them. I don't know, somebody.
You gave just a tremendous presentation. It's probably been a couple months. I actually was sitting at the supermarket in the parking lot listening to you talk, and I thought, wow, this lady knows her stuff. And similar to what Jim talked about trust and the community, first of all, the fact that you came in that way, and then secondly, be able to demonstrate, what your capabilities are and how much you know and how much you help people. It meant a lot. And then it meant a lot for she and I, actually, Lauren and I had a texting conversations, and she's been through some health issues and a variety of other personal stuff. And now she was ready to kind of re-engage. And so she's joined Global Chamber as of yesterday. I think I might have been in the supermarket parking lot again when I was texting you. I
You
think
do
I'm
too much grocery shopping.
it happens to coincide with the Starbucks. And so
Oh, okay.
my 1 or 2 coffees a day happened, I end up at the Ralph's nearby. And so for whatever reason, I think I was over there. But thank you for your presentation to Global Chamber. Thank you for being involved, and thank you for the trust that you've given to us to be a member. Because as Jim said, ultimately, it'll be a little bit more clear in terms of how this all works and how you'll be able to get tangible value off of the deal platform. But the fact that you've taken this step forward means a lot to me personally. So thank you very much.
Thank
Do you have any updates in your world that you'd like to share to kick us off?
Sure, I would be happy to share a really cool update that actually Jim and Ellen don't even know about. So,
Secret.
so in my role as a serial entrepreneur, I created a brand new business that we just launched. I don't know why I got muted. Sorry about that. Well, wow, I didn't do anything wrong yet. So anyway, I just launched a new business with a partner because I'm just so connected, and I love connecting people, and I'm a natural matchmaker. So we launched a business. It's called Elevare Global, and it's a C-suite fractional services company where we're offering fractional curated connections, legal, operations, COO, and finance. That's not me. That's her. Okay, she's the ops and finance. I'm not. I'm legal. I wonder why. And the connections. So we just launched this, and we're very excited. So it allows people that are expanding their global footprint to access fractional services from seasoned experts in our fields, and at a fraction of the price, and without having the full-time employee. And we're just there to help as needed. So we just launched that. I'm very excited about it. I'll put the link in the chat if that's okay.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you and welcome. And
thank you.
Thanks everyone for attending today, and thanks for having the faith in us as we move forward. And especially thank you for members for Global Chamber, because you help sustain our activities going forward. I turn it back to you, Ellen, and really appreciated you and our conversation yesterday. To me, that was the most animated that you've been. I've always seen you as seemed like a little bit introverted. And then yesterday in the conversation between you, Jim, and I, you were so outbound, so positive, so almost effervescent. And I think it relates probably to all of the great things that are coming up, and it's coming out of you in a very good way. And so you've always struck me as such an intelligently well-connected, trusted resource. And so thank you for being that, all of that. And now that there's so much happening and there'll be so much to announce over the next few weeks, I'm excited for you. And as your business and your world elevates, and we all elevate together. So I turn the program back to you, and I think you've got a special guest.
Thank you so much, Doug. Really appreciate it. And thank you for Global Chamber for this platform. So today at the Real Estate Roundtable, before I introduce our special guest, I want to thank Ruby for connecting us with her. So before I introduce our guest, Ruby, would you like to say a few words, tell us a little bit about yourself? And I just want to thank you for introducing us to her, to Anne. Yeah, go ahead, Ruby.
Hello, everyone. It's my pleasure. And my passion is to kind of project my country, Ghana, to the world. And I'm so delighted that Annie is able to make it to our section today. Enjoy Ghana, and hopefully we will be looking forward to welcoming you as a visitor or as a business person to our lovely country soon. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Ruby. Okay, well, without further ado, I would like to introduce our speaker, Anne. She is the commercial director at Indigo Homes in Ghana, an American real estate developer behind a successful residential community, Aimesha Park, Oyafa Park, and the newly launched Greenwich Park. The company is focused on delivering high quality and moderately priced home for middle income families and investors, and brings over 15 years of leadership experience across the hospitality and real estate sector in East and West Africa. She has deep expertise in real estate investment, Ghana's economic landscapes, business development, and international sales. She has led successful project handovers, structured cross-border deals, and championed investment into Ghana property market, and is passionate about building trust and investor relationship across Africa. It's our honor to have her tell us investment opportunity in Ghana. And please go ahead. And Jem, if you wouldn't mind, can you please pull up the videos and also the PowerPoint for Anne? Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for having me, Ellen. Ruby, thank you for the introduction. And thank you for the calls we've had prior to this session. I am excited, humbled, and honored to be part of this conversation today and to represent our beautiful country, Ghana, and showcase what we have and the investment opportunities that there are in the real estate sector. The beauty is, as James said, they're looking for friends and hosts and investor relations in Africa. There's no better place to start other than Ghana, because as I take you through our brand and our firm, so we are an American-owned company, and as the investors were looking at Africa and they looked at Africa wholesomely, the first country they invested in was Ghana. So I think no better country to represent than this, and I'll take you through my presentation to tell you why. I'll try and present from my end. Should I have any challenges, then I'll ask the team on the other end to support me. You have my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Right, so I'll just quickly take you through the real estate trends in Ghana, just to give you an idea as to why, what is favoring real estate in Ghana today. So the population growth is around 5.4%, and today the market value of real estate is about 567 billion and growing as we go on, and I'll show you the trajectory. But the surprising bit is we have a housing deficit of 1.8 million, and the population keeps growing at about 3% annually. So some of the reasons why Ghana real estate really is growing in Ghana and what's favoring it, of course, there is a lot of urbanization. The country enjoys a lot of political stability, safety. If you talk to anyone who is investing in Ghana, they'll tell you one of the reasons that they came in is because of political stability and the safety, and the people. The people are lovely, lovely people to work with, lovely people to interact with. So it feels like a soft landing when you're coming into Africa. And then there is a lot of road connectivity and infrastructure coming up. So the country is getting more and more networked. And in the next slides, I'll show you what's going on and what plans are in place, especially now with the new government that has just come in. There's a lot of plans around connectivity for the country. And then the other thing is, and I'll tell you why I have the two tables side by side. Now, these are the reasons why the investor would be looking at investing in real estate in the country. There's a growing middle class that's happening all over Africa, but Ghana, you can see a lot of that really because of the many companies that have come into investing here. We have organizations like Africa Continental Free Trade Area that actually their head office is here in Ghana, and that's really fostering a lot of trade relations across Africa. And then there's diaspora investment surge. We've seen a lot of diasporians actually investing back home. And I must say there was a campaign in Ghana about the year of return, which was in 2019. And that saw a lot of people from African descent looking at Ghana as their home. And they came to really try and trace their roots. And what that brought about is a lot of people wanting to settle here, a lot of people buying land, buying houses, and looking at ways they can come in and create sort of an investment and create a business that can sort of sustain their livelihood while they stay in Ghana, and that's still continuing to show and to grow as well. Then there's a lot of intra-Africa movement. As I must confess, I'm from Kenya, I'm from East Africa, but I'm here in West Africa. This is my home, and not me alone. There's a lot of that movement all around Africa. I think we are opening our borders and really being open to investors, employees, workforce throughout the continent. And what that has done is we've seen a lot of demand for real estate, residential real estate. Then also, as I've said, Africa descent population growth. Then in Ghana, it's a slightly different because real estate is actually a dollar commodity. So what happens is that even the investors, international investors, feel that they're coming in to invest, one, with a currency that they're familiar with. They're able to track their investment, and also should the CD fluctuate, then sort of your investment is cushioned. And that is actually the reason why you see a lot of people looking at it as an investment viable product. So just to give you some of the hotspots we are seeing in the country and why, there's a lot of infrastructure development or plans for infrastructure development. And you can see the concentration is towards central and down south of the country. So the president recently announced that he's going to do an Accra-Kumasi high-speed railway line. And then there is also a dry port that is coming around Kumasi area. So that shows you that around the Kumasi region, there's a lot of development that is coming up there. And we've seen quite a number of real estate developers, especially the Ghana companies, looking at Kumasi with a lot of interest. Then Tema Motorway, that is in Accra, and I've highlighted that because I'll come back to it later. It's one of the things that has really worked well for us as a company. And then there is a trade fair tech hub that is coming up within the city that's in Accra. And of course, whenever you talk of export infrastructure, we look at Takoradi because the government is also focusing on that port as an export port. So what are the opportunities in real estate today? So when we look at residential real estate, the mid-market housing, the prices are up by 8% year on year. 8%, that is high. And I would say we haven't even scratched the surface yet, and I'll come back to that. Then affordable housing, unfortunately, it's still undersupplied. And I must say, as Indigo Homes, one of the vision our founder and CEO had is to build homes for the Ghanaian middle class. But when we come to the ground, again, because of cost of construction and sometimes cost of land, you find that we struggle to get to that level where we can be an affordable housing project and still maintain the kind of standards and the kind of amenities we are giving. So I think that is an opportunity that needs to be harnessed. And also the government is really focusing on that. I know in the previous government, and I'm sure this government will pick it up as well, they were looking at affordable housing projects as a PPP, public-private partnership. And so that's an investor opportunity right there. Then student housing, we have beautiful universities here. We actually have a lot of students from across Africa coming to study in Ghana. They're either coming for undergraduate, some and others are coming for postgraduate, but we haven't seen much of student housing being done systematically in the country. I think that's an opportunity, and it's an emerging niche that any investor coming to the country will be looking at. Then in terms of commercial, we are looking at industrial logistic hubs, that is warehousing and manufacturing real estate. It's yielding 12% in rentals. That was this year, Q1 this year, they were yielding at 12%. So again, that's another opportunity. And going back to the fact that we are looking at possibility of having a dry port in Kumasi, I think that is an area where an investor would be keen to look at as well. Then in terms of real estate, if you're buying a single unit or you're buying 10, 12 units, the projected value increase is between 10 to 12%, and that was by Q1 of this year. Then the projected rental yield, actually the actual rental yields right now are between 8 to 12%. And then also the fact that the city is stabilizing, that means that it's a more affordable product for people earning in cities and spending in cities. Therefore, you find that more tenants, more people are looking to move houses, they're looking to scale up, and therefore you find that the demand is growing and affordability is there for the domestic market, which is good. So I know this question comes a lot whenever I'm doing a real estate presentation, because we have seen a lot of apartments coming up, studios, 1 bed, 2 beds for short-term rentals, and they've done very well, especially between 2019 to even last year. Let's not look at COVID period because that was a very unique period for us, but still between even 2021, 2022, 2023, again, short-term rentals were doing really, really well, and they continue to do. But questions come up, is it an investment to look at long-term? I'll come back to that, because then that's where the law of supply demand comes in. So many comes up. What are the arrival numbers in the country? What are people looking for long-term? Are we looking at more families moving into the country? Are we looking at more expatriates in and out of the country? So those are some of the things to look at, and then we are going to really answer to this question. Great. So if you have any question in terms of investment opportunities, please, you can type it down or write it down. We will look at it, or we'll answer it at the end of my presentation, because next I'm going to introduce you to our company, Indigo Homes, and our mother company, which is Black Ivy. Yeah. So Black Ivy is a US company. Our head office is in Washington, DC. We were founded by Miss Cheryl Mills, who was initially working for the state government and then moved into private sector and started investing in endeavors. She calls them endeavors that matter in Africa. When she first came, she looked at East and West Africa, and her first project were in Ghana, and that's Indigo Homes. Then moved to Nairobi, and she invested in a cold chain logistics company that's big called Simplifine, that does value addition to food items. We also grow and process potatoes in a very large scale. And then she did Nutri Group in Tanzania that does animal feeds, then came back to Ghana and invested in healthcare, that's Luca Health. We have a specialty hospital in East Legon, right in the center of Accra. And then we have West Park, which is an industrial park in Takoradi. So with Indigo Homes, we have 3 projects. We founded the company in 2016 and started with Mensa Park. It's 12.5 acres and we have 1,200 homes. We completed construction and handed over in 2020. Then in 2019, we started Oyarifa Park, again, 200 homes on 15 acres of land. We completed last year. Again, it's sold out and handed over. And actually, I'm seated at Oyarifa Park right now. It's beautiful. And then now we've launched Greenwich Park. Greenwich Park was launched late last year. That was in November. 270 homes. It's 19 acres of land. And we are way over 30 houses sold, and we are groundbreaking this September. That tells you how the real estate market is in the country. Now, just to introduce you to Greenwich Park, it's in Boteman area. Boteman area is about 15 minutes from East Legon. And why we use East Legon is because most people who've been to Ghana, or most Ghanaians, know that East Legon is where we have the best restaurants, we have great schools, we have the discerning middle class. It's a very rich area that just about everything happens in Accra. When you say it's East Legon, then they know that's where everything happens. And therefore, you're just 15 minutes away. Great roads leading to the community. We have two-door carriageways, therefore accessibility is really good. And again, I'll just play a quick video to just give you an idea of where we are at.
And we're not able to hear. See it.
Sorry, you're not able to, you don't have the sound?
We do not have the sound
We
of
don't
the
have
video.
the sound.
Okay, maybe the technical team can support me with that video. Sorry about that.
Are you driving it on your end, right? Do we have a copy of it? Do we have a link?
Yes.
What, Jim, are you there? What do you think?
Hi, Doug. Yes, we're done.
Jim, would you please pull up the video if you don't mind?
Yeah, sure now. Hold on.
Homes. Just 15 minutes from East Legon, this 270-home estate offers 2, 3, and 4-bedroom townhouses with premium finishes, lush parks, and top-tier amenities like a clubhouse, pool, and walking trails. Guaranteed delivery timelines and quality you can trust, Greenwich Park is more than a home. It's a lifestyle worth investing in.
At Indigo Homes, our homeowners are our biggest stakeholders. We don't just sell homes, we build lasting relationships. We know that buying a home is a big decision. It's an investment towards your future. That's why our team is well equipped with insights and market trends to assist you every step of the way. Whether you're buying a home to live in or you're buying for an investment, we would help you every step of the way. Contact us to begin your home purchase journey today.
Indigo Homes. Love where you live.
Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate your support. Okay, so this is the layout, and I'll really quickly go through this presentation about in Greenwich Park. And if you have more questions, please, we can sign chat, or you can ask at the end of this presentation. So this is just to show you the layout. Again, a very neat community, about 2.5 acres of green spaces, and the finishing is really quaint. So we capitalize on one of our unique selling points is our lush gardens. And the thought process we put through in landscaping, in designing our community spaces to make sure that we give wholesomeness to the families that live within our community. So we have children's play courts, we have multi-purpose sports court, clubhouse, walkways, a pool. And maybe when from the other parts of the world, this looks very obvious, but I can tell you that we have set the pace for new designing our community residential estates in Ghana. We've won awards over and over again because this kind of facility amenities do not just come with any other community that is being built in the country. So it takes a lot of sacrifice. Someone else would think 2.5 acres, you can as well build another 30 houses there and make more money. But for us, we really set aside because we look at these as places people would love to live beyond us being a commercial entity. Again, we are very keen on the way we finish our homes, very contemporary finishes, very quality fixtures. Our kitchens come well fitted with microwaves, fridges, burners, ovens. We have ACs. Because Ghana is quite hot. So when you walk in, it's a home that has actually been designed and presented with the user in mind. We have 2, 3, and 4 bedrooms, and I'll quickly go through this. 2 beds is about 126 square meter. 3 bed is about 163, and 4 bed is 170 square. And these are our rates. We are currently doing the early bird, which is actually expiring on Friday. But anyone on the call, again, we are giving you up to 30 days to enjoy these early bird prizes. So please take advantage if you're keen to invest in a home in Ghana. Let's talk after this call so that at least you enjoy these special early bird prizes. Question is, why invest in Greenwich Park? I think one of the things that is really unique with Indigo Homes is our consistency. We have continually delivered homes with between 4 to 5 years, all the 200 homes. Again, being in Africa or being in Ghana, you know, sometimes developers face some challenges that they end up either not delivering or delaying their projects over a period of time. Mensa Park, we took 4 years. Oyarifa Park, despite the fact that we were building through the COVID period at the beginning, we took 5 years. And Greenwich Park, we are planning to take exactly 5 years to complete the project. The other thing is home value appreciation. Again, if I look at Mensa Park, and I took a 3-bed just to look at what the investor is getting or how much their homes have appreciated by. We were selling the 3-bed at 154. Today, the homeowners are selling at 240. That home has appreciated by $86,000 within 5 years. And the going rental prices for an unfurnished unit is 1,200. And Mensa Park is about an hour away from the city center. If you look at Oyarifa Park, again, we handed over last year. Already the homes have appreciated in value by $37,000. Again, the units are going for 1,200. And Oyarifa Park and Mensa Park are just about 5 minutes away from each other. So the projects are very close and therefore they are commanding the same rental prices. If you look at Greenwich Park, because of its location, we are projecting the home to appreciate by 40,000 between now and when we are completing the unit. And the rental prices are going to be about 1,800 per unit, unfurnished for a 3-bed. That shows you we have a history to reflect on, and really we can confidently advise the investor on how we project their homes to increase or to appreciate their value by. For us, we sell reality. We are very thoughtful and intentional in the locations that we choose for our communities so that we balance between peaceful living and urban convenience. So the road network into the city, proximity, and again, we want it to be slightly removed so that that peace and quiet you're looking for, you get to enjoy. Our quality, we stand by our quality because we give you up to 3 years warranty for your home. And then we have a track record. In less than 10 years, we've delivered 400 homes, and we intend to keep that track record that way. So I'll kindly ask the technical team to play my last video for the day, and then we can take the questions. That's the second video I had, kindly.
Jem, would you please assist? Thank you.
Thank you, Jem. Thank you.
Yes, sure.
Hi, my name is Alice.
Roberto say.
Initially, we were looking at Mensa Park to get a place there, but unfortunately it was full. So as soon as my sister found out about this place, we quickly ran here.
I have a very small family and I couldn't even leave my house, my former house. Always someone has to be in the house. But at Oyarifa Park, because it's a gated community and the security is also good, yes, I think that challenge has been solved.
It's a beautiful location. I love the houses. I love the layout, the trees, the fact that they have trees, a park, a swimming area is basically very safe.
In fact, the materials used are quality. You can see it. The doors, the fittings, the lights, washroom facilities are all nice and quality.
So one of the best things about Indigo Homes is the fact that you come and you meet some appliances. I came to a microwave, a stove, and an oven, and then a fridge. So all I needed to bring were my things that I would have to use to cook and fill up my fridge. Yeah, the lights. I love the lights. I love the open concept of the kitchen and people seeing you cook. I feel so homey. I love everything about the place. I love the bathrooms. I love the way the bedrooms are positioned. I love the fact that there's natural lighting when you want natural lighting, and then you can just darken up the whole place with your curtains. Yeah.
One can walk around in the mornings and in the evenings freely, yes, without any danger. Children can be taken out all the time, and even at night, yes. And again, you see the positioning of the park is also very nice, not far from the major road. So when you are traveling or when you want to come home late in the night, there's no fears for any robbery or anything, yes.
It has everything for everybody. You have swimming areas, you have park areas, you have places for children to play.
I will recommend them to anybody who wants an estate to go to Indigo Homes.
Thank you. Thank you for that, Jem. Yeah, that's it from me. Thank you for your time. I appreciate that you've given me quite a bit of your time so that I can present our product as well as give you insights about real estate development in Ghana. So thank you so much. I'll take the questions, Ellen, if that's okay.
Yeah, that'll be great. Thank you. Thank you, Anne. I have a quick question. So based on the community you've sold in the past, right? What's the percentage of investor versus resident, like homeowners?
Good question. So homeowners, so we have two kinds of homeowners. First of all, if I can explain, we have homeowners who come in and buy it as a second home. And those are mostly the diasporans. So they come, they buy, they furnish, they lock. Ruby can attest to that. They come in during summer holidays, they come in during Christmas, and then they go away again. In Mensa Park, that was about 25% of our homeowners. They're from the diaspora community. In Oyarifa Park, that number went up to 40%. But again, not all 40% bought as second homes. Out of the 40%, about 25% of them bought as investors. But overall, within the community, 60% buy to live, 40% buy to invest.
And is there anything that you can share with us if people are interested in investing in Ghana, like from other countries? Is there anything like in terms of the logistics, maybe some of the pitfalls, some of the advantages that people can use? So maybe share with us on that.
Definitely, definitely. Yeah. So when it comes to real estate, first of all, Ghana is really open to investors. I think it's a very, as again, I said, it's a very soft landing for any investor wanting to come to Africa to invest. One of the things I would say, the first thing that I say is always very complex. Registering the company, getting terms and conditions, what the government regulations, that is easy. The most difficult bit, believe it or not, is land. Some of the challenges. It's land. Some of the challenges we have is there is no the land documentation and surveillance is not digital. It's manual, and you find that we have 2 or 3 systems that hold land legalities. And therefore, if you're not very, and then also there's some land owned by the stool, the chieftaincy, there's a lot of that. There's land owned by a big family. So you find that there are uncles and aunts and some are step siblings. And then you find some of it was transferred, but not legally to other ownerships. So I think that was the biggest challenge for any investor coming into real estate in Ghana. You have to be very careful before you purchase land, and you have to check into all these files to just make sure that that's a clean title that you're having. You might have a title, but there are 3 or 4 other titles somewhere else. So I think that one was one of the biggest challenge. But again, if you get a very good legal representation, if you get to know people at the lands office, then take your time and just make sure that you have done all the checks before you purchase land. I think that's the first one. The second one, of course, is because you are coming in as an investor, but this is a city economy, then you have to really learn about the currency dynamics very well. And I think that is very available. I mean, if you study through, there are lots of material that can help you understand the dynamics around that, so that when you the city is very strong, but as well, you need to be very, very aware of sort of the costs that come with it and the inflation over the period, because real estate, you're spending over a period of 5 years. This is a project that goes on, you budget and you have 5 years, maybe 7 years or 3 years to construct, and you have to be very aware of the inflation rate even as you plan and as you look at the viability of the project you're putting up. I think those are the 2, but anyway, as we move along, if someone is interested, we can take it offline and we can have a conversation. I'm happy to call a few people to get a few people together so that we can have that conversation. Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you, Anne. And I think you were talking about currency exchange. So Anita, I see your hands up. So please go ahead with the question. Thank you.
Hi. My question is actually not about currency, but I want to have a conversation with you after that. I mean, I'll connect with you. No, my question is, and I'll preface it by saying I've bought into 4 different residential developments in the US as investor over the years. And this sort of piggybacks on what Ellen was asking. It can be problematic if you have too many investors and not enough owner occupants in a development. I can't stand HOAs, but there's times where they actually play a very important role, like keeping people in compliance when you have absentee property owners and your renters are not keeping up the property, et cetera, et cetera. So how are you guys controlling for that within your developments?
Okay. So what we do is we experienced that actually in our first development. It was a learning curve for us, because what we did, it was our first project. We are here to stay, and therefore we wanted to really maintain the brand image. And so we held on to the community for so long without passing on the cost of maintenance to the homeowners. So at the point where we're telling them, guys, we are moving on, here's your community, thank you very much, there was a lot of pushback, because we had we had taken on the cost of management, and the homeowners sort of didn't realize what it would take to maintain the same community as is. So when we got to Oyarifa Park, we were very intentional in the way we were handing over the homes and handing over the community, because we hand over in phases. And therefore the homeowners started being part of management as soon as they took their keys. And then at 70% occupancy, we created a homeowners association. So, and we made sure it was both for the residents and the non-residents. So for instance, the chairman of the homeowners association works in Seattle. All right, so he understands the diaspora community very well. And his vice actually is a resident at Imensa and an investor into Oyarifa Park. So when they took over, it was very clear that whether you're in or out, then it's your responsibility to maintain the community as is. Then also the other thing is we appointed a professional property management company. It's called Bro. And therefore they came in and really enforced our bylaws and maintained the books of accounts when it came to collection. So we distanced ourselves as the developer away from the management of the community, but we have an oversight. And so the homeowners actually set the rules for themselves. They look at the books, the HOA committee, they look at the books. And I must say it's been a very successful sort of structure. It's working very well. You have a few defaulters, but it can't be even be 10%. And they're very penalty, and they're punitive when you default. So the fines are really hefty. And it's homeowners who are putting their own to account. So it has worked very well for us. Yes.
Thank you, Anita. Any addition? Mona, I see your hands up. Please go ahead. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Hi, Anne. Thank you for the presentation. I got a quick question.
Yes.
Where are the top 5 investors that buy from you as far as countries?
So as far, of course, Ghana is our number 1. And then our biggest market is the US market. And again, still Ghanaians in diaspora, still. We haven't seen a number of investors who really do not have ties with Ghana. The people of African descent are buying, but buying to live. They're buying to move in. So the bigger chunk of investors are really Ghanaians in country and Ghanaians living abroad.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, yes.
And maybe I have another question. The projects, projects that you shared with us in the city, I've never heard of it, but I'm sure it's beautiful. What are the industries that can attract investors there?
Sorry, I didn't get that. Please repeat that again.
I said the industries, what you have right now as far as industries in that city that can be attractive to investors from abroad.
In terms of the Indigo Homes companies, I think real estate and Medicare, I would say those are really industries that are thriving. If you're looking at the medical industry in terms of hospitals, specialty hospitals, equipment, I think that one is doing really well, or it has an opportunity even to grow further. And real estate, you can't go wrong. As I told you at the beginning, we have barely scratched the surface with real estate. The opportunities are vast for us. So those are the 2 I would give you right now with confidence. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mona. Laura, please go ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Anne, for your wonderful presentation. As a diaspora, we are heavy in Africa. I'd like to encourage everybody to follow up with Anne. I heard that you're also in Kenya. I'm very curious to know more what you're doing. I'm actually from Kenya. Jambo.
Jambo, habari yako?
Mzuri sana, mzuri sana. I'm very curious to know what projects you have in Kenya. We have a lot of investors that come here. They meet with us, go through every state. They start in Arizona, California, Washington, selling their products. There's a big focus too on other opportunities in other parts of Africa. So we'd love to hear more how you engage diaspora up here, and two, what's happening in Kenya.
Okay, great. So in Kenya, we have a food value addition company, Simply Fine. I don't know whether you heard of Alpha Foods way back. So we bought Alpha Foods, and now we have a bakery section, we have a meat processing section, and then we have a potato processing section, but also we go back to partner with farmers. So we support farmers in growing the potatoes and we process them. I think Laura, there was an issue where Kenyans were not very happy because KFC was getting potatoes out of Egypt. And Simply Fine, our company, came in and actually filled that gap. So we are the ones who came in and really sorted that issue. So we grow potatoes and we process them for, let's say, just about most of the hotels in the country. Yeah, so we have that. Then we have a cold chain logistics company. So we do last miles for manufacturers. We did a lot of vaccines during the COVID period. And I mean, just to say how to what lengths we go when it comes to cold storage and logistics as well. So those are the three areas we are in Kenya. And then Indigo Homes is in Kenya, but we haven't started the project yet. We could start next year.
I will tell you, during this time, a lot of diaspora are looking to move away from real estate as investment options into value add. So very interested in that space.
Okay. Yeah, we can have a conversation after this, Laura, and see how we can work together and partner.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you, Laura, and thank you, Anne, for the great presentation. And I think you already put your contact information in the chat. So if anybody interested in finding out more information or more opportunities in Ghana or Kenya, please reach out to Anne directly. And of course, I just wanted to give people a couple minutes if there's anybody have any other questions. Okay. Well, seems like there's no hands up. So, Anne, I just really appreciate you sharing with us the project and really appreciate you sharing with us the opportunities, and looking forward to talking to you more about the various different project opportunities and investment opportunities. Thank you so much, Anne.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
And so, Doug, I'll hand it back to you. Is there anything else you'd like to say before we close out? One thing I do want to mention with everybody, we do have our Global Real Estate Roundtable every Wednesday. So if you'd like to register, learn more about investments, please go to globalchamber.org and register for our Wednesday session. Thank you. Doug, back to you.
Would you like to give us a little teaser around September 1st or some of the things coming up in October, or is it too early?
I think there's a lot. So we're actually planning some in-person events. So a lot more details I will be providing probably in a couple of weeks' time. So probably in the next week or so before the end of the month. So
Fantastic.
yes, and September is something that, James, do you want to share? That's your baby that you will like to share for September project. Go ahead.
Yeah, so a lot of this we were already working on, connecting the world through real estate. So after my position at EXP running the commercial, a lot of our friends got together that did commercial, past presidents, trade presidents, owners of companies, and they always didn't want to retire. So with Renaissance is a group, and many of you, we always open it for everyone to listen and learn and give everyone opportunities to plug into this network. But many of it, we knew we needed the tech, and a lot of us bought and owned commercial real estate technology portals. Ellen and I, our partners, a lot of us, we just bought it so we can web the world together, bring down costs, create connectivity, and send referrals and leads, but also build on top of it where it's capital markets, development, right? All the expertise. But All of this is great, but we can't replace local. So that's why with Chamber of Commerce and many groups, we still need the local partners and friendships so we can put this all together. So we're launching it Labor Day. Everyone's invited to listen and learn. And then back to you, Ellen, that because you're doing the CCIM event in Vancouver with so many global leaders, we are also making it in live because this virtual is great. But just like, traveling around the world and country, I like to meet people because the magic happens when you actually do meet people face to face and in person, give people a hug. And I would say breaking bread and having a meal together, right? And the highest level is going to their home and having a meal, right? That's the best, not at some fancy restaurant, is going to the home. But Ellen, do you want to share the CCIM? Because that's where if those are in Vancouver, to save the date. And we will get so many global leaders at this event. And obviously, Doug, if you have time, Global Chamber is also invited.
Yes, so I would like everybody to save the date. If you're in the Vancouver region, October 5th and October 7th. So if you're around, please reach out to me. I'm happy to share more information on that. And also, I want to thank Jem for all your help. And also she has put a calendar of events out in the chat. If you want to find out more information and more meetings, please check the calendar for Global Chamber, and the details of the in-person event will be coming up in a week or two. Thank you very much. And I just want to thank everybody for showing up here. And if you have any thoughts or anybody you want to introduce us in terms of doing presentations about investment globally into different area, different countries, please do reach out to us. We're happy to have them present. Once again, thank you, Anne, and thank you, Ruby, for introducing Anne to us, and thank you, Anne, for your presentation. And I'll see everybody next week then. Thank you. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, everybody. And then just to everybody's heads up, in an hour, we have the Global Chamber San Francisco chapter. It's broader than real estate. It's actually mostly about other things. But if you'd like to jump in and you're interested in what's going on in Silicon Valley, please do so in an hour. Thank you, Ellen. Thank you, Jim. Thank you, all of you, for attending. Great meeting. Take care.
Have a great day, everyone.